this is Erica with Liquids in My Hoop, here with Flosstube number 34. It is December 28th, and I am happy to be back. Thank you for those of you who are returning, and anyone who finds their way to my channel, you are very welcome here. This is a channel all about cross stitch, primarily about cross stitch, although today I do have a little bit of quilty haul and some questions. For those of you that are not new to my channel, you know that I really don't quilt. I mean, I've made a couple of quilts in the past, but I want to get into it more. So I've been asking some questions on the channel, but I do have some haul for something that I am going to start. So I'll share that at the very end. But otherwise, this is all about cross stitch. And I definitely have a lot to share today. So I was hoping to be back earlier in December so that I could do a typical Christmas video and a little bit of a holiday tour. That did not happen. My husband and I and one of the kids actually ended up very sick for a few weeks, and I just was not in a state to make a video without coughing and sneezing and runny nose, all of that. So much better now. We had a great Christmas. It was really wonderful. It was actually a really nice Christmas, and we got to see my parents and some of my siblings and their children, and we had a really nice dinner. So I hope that whatever you did for the holiday, you were able to spend some time stitching and with those that you love. And the new year is right around the corner, so I can't believe it. It's kind of exciting. I am really excited because I am off on vacation from work. So I did work the day before Christmas, and then I'll be off until I think the 5th. So I have a lot of time to get some stitchy goodness in, and I do have a lot of plans to stitch and hopefully start one of these quilting projects that I'm going to show you. So let's dive right in. It is Sunday. I am home. All of my family is here, so I apologize if you hear some noise. There might be some craziness. There usually is. I did send the kids upstairs though in their rooms for a little while, and my husband is up at our farm taking care of the horse that we have. So he wants to get it done before dark today. So, okay, I am going to dive right in to talk about whips that I have. I don't have any full finishes, and I don't have any FFOs. I did not get a ton of stitching time in, really. When I was sick, it was difficult. I couldn't even see the holes to stitch, and then my eyes were watering so bad and I didn't want to drip all over the fabric and cause stains. So I ended up reading and watching a lot of Netflix because I didn't know what else to do with myself. So I only have a few whips. Definitely have a lot that I want to talk about for plans, and then, you know, for the love, so much haul, but that's okay. It's fun. All right, so I guess the first whip that I want to get into, these are not in any particular order, and they are not all Christmas related, although this first one is. And I shared this my last video that I was going to start at. This is the Snowflake Santa by Sue Hillis. Yes, Sue Hillis Designs. And it is the Snowflake Santa. There's 12 of these, and there's maybe about 5 that I want to do. But this one I really loved, and so I wanted to start it. And I did start it, except now it's going to be a restart, and I'm going to show you. I started this on 40 Count Fog Gray by Manny DiDonna, and I don't like it. So I'm going to start it over. Plus I made a mistake. So I did not iron. But this was my start. That is pretty close to what the fabric looks like. I'm not really, you know, sometimes I'm really bad at picking out the color of fabric, and then I lose interest in a project because I don't like the fabric, and that's exactly what happened here. I mean, I do like the fabric. I just don't like the fabric for this project. So I am going to probably toss this out. I did make a mistake with the blue border. It was off just one hole, and I know where the mistake is, and I'm not going to fix it because I would have to tear out half of it, but then I decided I didn't like the fabric anyways. And then also, if you look at the pattern, do you see this snowflake here? I started to stitch it and I did it on both corners and I feel like it's the wrong color. And I've triple checked this. The chart definitely says it's green. Let me show you here. And it's got that white. I don't know, maybe that's okay. I didn't do the white in there, so maybe the green is correct. I thought maybe it should be blue like the border. I don't know, maybe that's right. But it doesn't matter because I don't like the fabric anyway. So I am going to restart this. I don't know when because I haven't decided on a new fabric. But I really do want to stitch this and have it done for next year. It's just so pretty. And I talked about, I know a lot of people love the Prairie Hill Schooler Santas, and I do too. I love them, but I just don't have any desire to stitch them. I'm not sure why. I have some of the patterns and I do like them. I just haven't stitched them, but I love these. These are the ones, if I'm going to stitch a Santa, these are the ones I want to do. So I will restart him. I don't know what I was thinking with this fabric, but I don't like it. So I did work on that quite a bit before I got sick. And my plan was, I knew I wasn't going to get it done in December, but I thought maybe I could get it halfway done. But it didn't happen. And it's not going to happen now. So I do want to find a nice fabric. Maybe like a light grayish. I don't know. We'll have to see. These are all the called for threads though. These are, they're all DMC, and I love that. DMC is so nice to stitch with. These were just, I think I got these little floss drops off of Etsy. I'm not even sure who I ordered them from, but these are really easy to make too. If you have the time and the inclination, floss drops are pretty easy to make out of heavy duty cardstock. But it's really beautiful. So I am thinking I am going to start that, restart it in January just so I can add it to the whips and have it to work on. I don't know, maybe I'll have it done for next year, maybe I won't. That was one of the whips I started, or actually worked on. Another whip, and I've slowly been working on this. I did get this at the Jingle Ball in 2024. I did not go to the Jingle Ball this year. We had so much going on that I actually felt more stressed, adding more things to do, so I did not buy a ticket. And even though I love meeting people and seeing people and of course buying all the things, I just couldn't make it work this year. But I did get this last year, the Stacy Nash Gingerbread House Sewing Book. I am stitching it on the called for fabric, which is what? What is it? I don't know. You guys are probably screaming at me. Oh, Ween Beans by Needle Bling Linen, Ween Beans. I forget if this is a 36 count. It is, it's a 36 count. So, where did my picture go? I just showed you. Oh, right here. So I did do a little bit more. I filled in the windows and then I started down on the border. Not a lot, but I think I put this up to start the Sue Hillis Santa. But I did bring down the sides. I finished that window and I started the next window, so. And I really like how it's coming out. Even my white stitches, they're not as awful looking as they usually are for me. So I'm pretty happy with that. And I am not going to turn this into a needle book. I'll turn it into a stand-up pillow. And I think that will be nice. Where are the threads? Oh my goodness. I am storing this in a bag that I actually made. This was the very first first and only cross stitch bag. And I made it 2 bag, but it's okay because I can actually fit in several projects. And I do like that. You guys, where did I put the threads? Oh, right here. These are all the called for threads. Really pretty. It's all Weeks Dye Works. I don't know. They just look so nice. I love the pink. The pinks on these. The pink and the reds. That white is really pretty. What is it? Linen. Weeks Dye Works linen. It shows up very, very bright on this fabric. So I did work on that a little bit. Again, I was hoping to have that done this year. Didn't happen, so we'll see. Maybe next year, maybe not. Okay, then I picked up, I showed this when we went to Virginia Beach over the summer on vacation. I picked this up at the cross stitch store down there, and I cannot remember the name of it for the life of me. This is terrible. I don't know. I'd have to Google it, but it wasn't that far from where we were staying. So we actually went my husband drives everywhere. So he took me over and I did get to spend some time in there. But I picked this shepherd's bush pattern up called the Sage Snowman. And I really love it. So it came, Jack, buddy, it's okay. Jack, come on. Sorry about that. My dog was barking because we had a delivery, so I apologize. Hopefully he's pulling out of the driveway now and I won't have any more interruptions. So I was talking about Shepherd's Bush Sage Snowman. I really love this. I bought it as a kit, and these are the threads. It came with this little thread drop holder. And it came with the buttons, which I have to figure out where I put those. There's a few buttons, and then this was the fabric. Now, I had started down here, and I don't know, for some reason, I just didn't like it. So I decided to start over, and I started at the top doing the snowman, and I also don't like it. And I think it's because I don't care for this fabric. So that is going to get tossed in the scrap pile, and I am going to start it over. This is, do you see a theme here? This is the story of my life. I'm going to start it over on 40 count Steinbeck. And I think it'll be fine. I have stitched a few things on this linen. I absolutely love it. It's needle and flax linen. And it will only take a small piece. This isn't a very big project. So I am actually planning on restarting it tomorrow. And I am off this week, so I would love to be able to get this whole thing done. Do you see how pretty that frame is too? This must be a mat that somebody painted. I'm gonna see if my mom can do something similar. My mom's she's a beautiful artist. She can paint some really nice things. That would probably be pretty easy for her, but I love that. So I am going to restart that. I'm not sure, I don't buy kits that often, but you really take a chance on the fabric, I think. I'm not sure, I don't know, I just didn't care for it. It's 40 count, but I don't know what color it is or who the designer is, so. And Steinbeck is maybe a little bit darker than what they sent, but I think it will work, and I love Steinbeck, so I'm going to stitch that. Oh, there's the buttons. Came with little, oops, can you see little snowflake buttons and a heart? Really cute. I do love these kits, little kits like this, but I've yet to finish a kit that I've bought and started, so this is going to be the one. This will be the first one. So it was a whip that's going to turn into a restart. I promise, not all of these are restarts, I swear. The next whip that I wanted to show you is Pretty in Pink Pin Keep by Stacy Nash. This obviously is not Christmas or even winter related, but I'm not really sure. When I got over being ill, I decided to pick this back up. This is what called to me. I didn't want to stitch on Christmas anymore, so I picked this up, and I am hoping to get this done either today or tomorrow, and then I'll restart the Sage Snowman. I don't know, this is really, really cute. I am stitching this on 40 count vellum, which is not the called for. Whoops. With, I am using all of the called for threads. There's only a handful. Weeks Dye Works. This is my favorite, raspberry. No. Yeah, raspberry. I love that. And I'm stitching it on 40 count vellum by Picture This Plus. And it's in the hoop because I literally was stitching on it up until a little while ago. So I've done quite a bit. I finished the pot and the flower. I finished, oh, got a little fuzzy. I finished the thread spool. I added the ball of yarn, this little heart, and I started the house. And I finished the border. So I don't have too much left. I have about half of the house to go. The like heart flower thing above the house, and then that berry basket, and I will be all done. And this is so pretty. I really love it. I'm not going to turn it into a pin keep. I'll put it in a frame, or it's small enough I might take it to the framer because I don't think it would be super expensive, and I want to put it up on the wall in my bedroom because I just love it. And I want to get a whip done. I really want to get my whip count down. So it will be nice to get this off the list. And if I could get Sage Snowman done, that's another one off my whip list. But so I spent a lot of time the last few days stitching on this. And I fixed an error in one of these flowers. So there is an error in the border, but I'm not going to point it out because I don't think you can notice it from here. Oh, I should be using this. I got these for Christmas. These are the Lori Holt design boards. This is the 10 by 10. This was a really nice gift, and I got the bigger one too for bigger projects, which I don't think I'll need to use that today, but it'll be nice to finally have one of these so that the light from the back doesn't shine through. This one just makes me so happy to stitch it. I just love it. I don't know if it's the pinks or I don't know, but I love it. I don't love, so on the pattern, if you can see, oh, it's very hard. You can see that there's like thread that's loose and winding. I don't love the way mine turned out. I am thinking about just not doing that and just having the spool of thread and the ball of yarn, or what do you call these? I know that's yarn, but I think it's yarn. I don't know. Not having the dangling threads because I just don't care for the way mine came out. But I do love the crisscross here, and if you look very closely, there's some threads there, like when you wind it around because you have a little bit dangling. So other than the traveling threads, which I'll probably take out, I just love this. So this is what I'll be working on later today and tonight. After I clean my house, I really need to do my floors. So, I don't know. I love that. So pretty. Have you ever had those pieces where you just pick them up and it just makes you feel good? I am keeping that in this bag by Just Crossing Stitches. It's really bright, really fun. I've used this bag for quite a few things. I've had it for a while. Oh my gosh, where am I going to put things? Okay. All right, so the next piece that I want to show you is a new start. In my last video, I had a few patterns. I asked what one I should stitch. Quite a few people had recommended this, and it was high on my list anyway, so I was very excited to start it. This is the Noel Sampler by Brenda Gervais. I am not, sorry, I don't I didn't take it out of the packaging. This is really cropped up a lot in Flosstube videos, and every time I see it, I love it. And I have to say, I really, really love stitching it. Really love stitching it. I'm keeping it in this bag here, my little gnome bag. I really bought it for the puppies, the dogs, because they were so cute, but the gnomes are adorable as well. And I'm keeping another project, The Bells Are Ringing, which I did start, but I will not be finishing. Oh gosh, what's that thread to? We'll talk about that in a minute. I started it, so I'll show it to you, but I don't love the fabric. Shocker. So I'm going to restart it. So I stopped stitching on that, and I am going to start it on something else, but the Noel sampler I love. These are all of the DMC, and you can tell that I, just throw them in the bag, and that's where they'll stay until this project is done. I am stitching this on 40 count Cold Foam by Be Stitch Me. And I'll take it out of the hoop because I've stitched enough of it that it's not all on the hoop. So this was, oh gosh, I know, I do all the wrong things. My needle's still in here. But you can see so this is Cold Foam, and I'm stitching a couple other projects on it, and I have to say, I really, really love these Christmas colors on this fabric. Now this, oops, I'm sorry. This is a little ghosty, but I think I like it. It blends in, but I'm okay with that because I think those reds and greens are just so pretty, and browns are just so pretty on this that I'm okay with a few elements being a little bit more ghosty. Oh my gosh, I think I need the clips now. I got the boards, now I need the clips. How do people do this? So I was able to stitch the border all the way down. That was really fun. When I was stitching it though, I kind of got into a rhythm and I ignored these little bump outs here, but thankfully it did not require me to unpick. I could just go back in and add the other side. So I really love this, and I was going crazy. I was stitching this, I was picking this up to stitch every single time I picked something up until I got sick. And then when I was finally able to start stitching again, I went right to the Pretty in Pink pin keep. But I love this, and I am going to work on it throughout the year because I want this on my wall next holiday season. And actually, if you were here for my last video, I talked about what do you do with seasonal pieces that you love so much you don't want to put them away. And many of you had said that you keep them up year round. You find a place on a wall or someplace and you just keep them up year round. And I am going to do that. I just have to pick where that's going to be. But this is one that I would keep up year round because it makes me happy. I love it. It really is beautiful. So I had originally also done kind of a conversion from DMC to fancy floss, and I was considering doing that, but I have to tell you, there is just something so comforting with stitching with the DMC where I don't have to worry about how I stitch and how the color is going to look because I know it's going to be great whether I do one X at a time or whether I go down a row and I go back across it to finish it. So I love that. It's just refreshing. There was a woman who had commented on my last video. Oh, hey, Pumpkin. There's a cat. In every video, there's a cat because, we have a ton of them here. Come on, Pumpkin. Can you say hi? She usually doesn't make an appearance, but, oh, she's such a pretty girl. Her sister is the cat that we lost, unfortunately, over the summer. But she's doing good. She's kind of cranky. Sometimes she's very cranky. She won't scratch at you or hiss, but she's very vocal when she's not pleased with something. She'll meow and she'll tell you that she's not too happy with you. As I was saying, there was a woman in the last video who talked about, she did DMC for the pattern, but when she did the house, she did DMC 115, which is this really pretty variegated red. Is it 115? It is 115. So I am going to try it and see how it comes out. I didn't get there yet. I just did this wall and then I filled in the wall. Did I fill it in all of the wall? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm only halfway down the wall. This is when I couldn't see because my eyes were watering so badly. So I stopped stitching for a week, a little longer actually. But I think that red might be really pretty. I'm going to try it. And if I don't like it, that's okay. I'll just take it out. I'm only going to do a couple rows and then I should have an idea. And then I'll just stitch whatever the called for is. So, this is really, really, really enjoyable to stitch and I love it so much. I will say I started Bells Are Ringing. I started Bells Are Ringing before the Noel Sampler. So this was Brenda Gervais' new pattern for this year. I also love it. I have about 30 Brenda Gervais patterns that I want to stitch. So I started at just a little start on Frappuccino 40 count by Be Stitch Me. And I don't know why I stopped other than that I wasn't totally loving the fabric. It's not the called for. So you can see I just kind of, I did a couple of the holly leaves there at the top and then these half snowflakes here. And I think that I am actually going to stitch it on cold foam because I really love the way those reds show up. So this is cold foam again. And I love this so much, this fabric, that I've ordered yardage of it so that I can have it. Now, I do worry doing cold foam that the white will be ghosty, so I will have to pick a white that I know will be bright enough on this. And I might do a few stitches just to make sure it's actually going to show up before I start stitching it again. But I don't know, tell me what you think. I mean, there are other options. I have Steinbeck. Steinbeck looks great with all winter stitching, I'm convinced. So, and that's darker. The white would definitely show up, but I don't know. Look how pretty. Just look how pretty that those colors look on this. Or maybe it's just me. I don't know, but I love it. I don't know. I think it would look nice. So, but I will not start that until after I get the Noel sampler done because I don't need 50 Christmas whips. I would like 50 Christmas whips, but I don't need them. So, oop, losing threads. So that was a new start and one that I really, really, really enjoyed. Okay, so my next new start, I purchased this pattern on the secondary market last year. I believe it was eBay. And it was a little bit more than what you would pay for the pattern, but it wasn't disgustingly outrageous. I mean, it was still very affordable. I didn't have to take out a second mortgage to get this pattern, but I saw it on somebody's Flosstube and I really love it. It's by Lavender and Lace, and it is called Secret Santa. And so this is the pattern. I just love it. I have stitched a couple Lavender and Laces. Oh, you know what? I did have an FFO. I finished the Celtic Christmas. But I gave it to my mom. I bought a frame from Art to Frames and I framed it in that and I gave it to her. So, and I don't even know if I took a picture of it before I gave it to her. So maybe I can borrow it back and I can show it in the next video. But, you know, I have stitched a couple Lavender and Laces. Now, there is some beads with this. So I started it, I think it calls for a 28 count. And I started it on a 32 count old stationery. And I started in the middle at the top with the ribbon that winds around the arch. This ribbon right here. And again, I don't love it. I don't love the fabric. I don't like stitching with 2 threads. So I started over. This took me maybe an hour, maybe a little bit longer to stitch. So it wasn't that big of a deal to start over. I am much happier stitching with 1 thread and on a fabric that I love. So this is Steinbeck by Needle and Flax. It's just a very teeny tiny start. And I think it's going to be beautiful on this. So I'll do a comparison for you. I think it would have looked beautiful on this one too. I just really prefer not to have 2 strands. I find I stitch a lot slower, and I don't know, I don't love it. So here are all the DMCs. Yep, they're all wadded up. I'm going to show you some of these specialty things. Now, there are some beads in it, which might be hard on 40 count. So, sorry, hopefully that's not too loud. There's just 2 beads, a gold and a red, and this is what was called for. But I decided that I can get petite seed beads, which are smaller. I think these are 11 tenths, and the petite beads are 15 tenths. So I'm hoping that if these don't work, I can definitely find a gold and a red petite bead that I can use on 40 count fabric. If this was one of the patterns where it was loaded with beads, I don't think I would be able to stitch it on 40 count. You wouldn't be able to put all the beads in my experience anyways. So, but, there's just a few beads kind of placed throughout. It's not a ton, and I think if those beads are too big, I think the petite seed beads will work, and I can keep working on the 40. So I had a little trouble finding it calls for a couple different petite treasure braids. I had a hard time finding them without costing a fortune. I know one website I looked at, and the petite treasure braids just come on those little cards. It was $8, and I needed 3 of one and 2 of another, although I'll probably need a little bit less since I'm using a bigger count fabric. Yeah, $8, so that would have been like 40 bucks just for gold thread. But I did find them, it took a while, but I can't remember the name of the site. I'd have to look it up, but I did find them for like $3, like 3 1/4, which was much more reasonable. But what do you guys use as a substitute when you can't find petite treasure braid? I know there's something that people use. I just could not think of what the name of it was. I'm also really excited to get into these threads. It's a cry neck, which is horrible, but look how beautiful. Oh, it's so pretty. And so it's like a pinkish red one. I think I needed 2 of those, and then this one here. So really, really, really beautiful. Now this pattern, it calls for, let me think of what are they called? What are they called? Yeah, so that's all of the DMC. It calls for needle paint threads, which are very, 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 very hard to come by. But I had bought, when I was working on Celtic Christmas, fancy ladies are not really my thing, but they are totally my mother's thing. So I stitched this one for her because she's a huge Christmas fan, and I know she would love the ladies. And I was going to stitch the summer one for her. So I have that pattern. And at the time that I bought it, which was many, many years ago, I bought these fancy needle paint threads to go with it, and now they're very hard to come by. But this pattern calls for these, and I was fortunate that I had the colors. So I will use these since I'm not going to stitch the Celtic Summer pattern. So actually, maybe I'll give that away on a giveaway, that pattern, if someone likes the fancy ladies. But there, you can totally substitute. There's DMC substitutes for these colors online. You just have to Google it. But so I'm happy that I have, I mean, it was just a happy accident that I have these. And I think they're going to look really nice on this fabric as well. So that's really fun. I do not expect to have this pattern done by next Christmas. I don't stitch Christmas that much, honestly. I really don't, but I love that. I wanted to start it. And who knows, maybe this will be a focus in July when I do Christmas in July and I can get it a little more work on it. Much happier stitching just one strand. And I think it's going to be fine. There's not a lot of beads, and the only thing I do worry a little bit is the cry neck. I'm probably going to have to work with really short strands so it doesn't fray on the smaller, well, it's too late now. I'm not starting it again, so it is what it is. So we'll see. Okay, so I think that is it for all of my whips. Excuse me while I get a drink. I do think that's all of my whips, so just a handful. I want to talk a little bit about some upcoming plans, and then I'm going to get into the haul. Actually, I haven't done a giveaway here in a long time, and I want to do one. I wanted to do this in December, but you know, the universe had other plans for me, so but I do want to do this giveaway, so let's talk about that now, and then I'll get into my plans, and then I'll finish doing all of the haul. But a couple of years ago, I feel like this was a club of some sort, I purchased all of these tiny modernist. It was a 12-part ornament series, and I did get all 12. That's so pretty. Oh, he's so cute. Love that angel. Love the tree. I mean, I love this. I just love them. But I'm not going to stitch them. And they've sat in my cupboard for a couple of years, and it is time for them to go. Oh, look at those gorgeous bells. It is time for them to go to a home. Oh, love that little fox. That is going to love them and wants to be stitched. So I want to give away all 12 of these patterns, and I am going to throw in a piece of 28 count fabric from XJU Design. Yeah, XJU Design, called My Little Dove. I don't know if you can fit all 12 of these on this fabric. It's a fat quarter, but I also don't stitch on 28 count anymore at all, so I'm going to start giving away some of that as well. But if you would like this, please be 18 or over, since you'll have to give me your address so I can ship it to you. Please be a resident of the continental US. Shipping is expensive, and I don't want to mail overseas, or I shipped to Alaska once, and even that was like really expensive. So but if you would like these and that fabric, please just use the word ornament in a comment, and then I'll pick something in my next Flosstube. So I am very happy. I hope someone wants those, because I think they would be just wonderful to stitch, and it's not going to happen for me. So let's pass it along to someone who wants to stitch them. Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about some things that I'm considering starting. And I am planning on doing a whip parade. I was actually planning on doing a whip parade today, but this was before I got ill and I didn't get to do my regular Flosstube. So I'm going to do the Flosstube today, and then in a week, hi Jack, in a week do a whip parade. But I want to talk about some things that I am thinking of starting for the holiday. This is a pattern by Blueberry Ridge Design called Sampler Seasons Winter. And I really love this. I actually started this in November. And I have all 4 seasons. This is the called for thread, which is a Weeks Dye Works called, what's it called? I can't even see. Oh my gosh. Shepherd's Blush. Oh wait. Oh, Shepherd's Blue. Well, that makes sense. Not blush. Shepherd's Blue. This is the called for thread. And I started stitching it on 40 count. Ooh, oh no, this is a 36 count fog by Picture This Plus. And, you know, I don't know what I was thinking. I picked a random spot and I started and I don't have enough room. Oh, I do not have enough room. I just don't. It's not going to work. So I am going to restart this. What a waste of fabric, huh? But I really love it. And so this might be my January Blessing Sampler. I did one last year. I've never done one before. This 2025 was the first year that I did it. And I was able to finish it in the month. And I think I could reasonably get this done. But if you look at, I'm sorry for the glare, so I'm going to tilt it. If you look at this color and you look at these threads, I feel as though this thread here is darker than my piece. I don't know, it just looks darker in the photo. And while this is really pretty, I am going to see if I have something that's a little bit more of a darker blue. I don't want to order anything, so if I have something in my stash then that I like, then I will use that blue. If not, then I will just use the called for. But I think this is what I will do for my January start. So this will be my New Year's Day start. It's so sweet and it's little, and I think I can reasonably get it done. I am not a fast stitcher, so I don't finish things very quickly or very easily. Sometimes I wish I had needles that fly, like Tara with Sully Stitches. Oh my gosh, that girl can stitch. Holy cow, she gets things done so fast. And it's beautiful, beautiful stitches. So I think she must, maybe she stitches in hand. I have yet to learn how to do that. I don't know if I ever will. I mean, I have gray. I'm old. I've been stitching this way for a long time. So I don't know. I don't know if you can teach an old dog new tricks. But isn't that pretty? So this is going to, again, another restart, but I do love it. And oh, I should have pulled out all of the seasons to show you. Okay, maybe next time. So that's small, and that's not overwhelming to me. So I think I can do that reasonably in January. But I really also love this. Scarlet House Sleigh Rides and Snowflakes. It's so simple. And I can see this up on my wall all winter long because, you know, I live in upstate New York and winter can last forever here, it feels like. We had, when did we get snow? Was it last night? No, not last night. It was the night before. And we got like 7 inches. So we had a white Christmas. I mean, could see some of the grass, but now we definitely have white. We'll have white till May. And this is, I want to say this is also 40 count vellum. There's no tag on it, but I'm pretty sure it's 40 count vellum. And these are the called for threads, which is a lot of gentle arts. You don't know. I think that will be really pretty. And I really like that, whatever this is, whatever this border is along the bottom. So that is another one I'm considering starting. I mean, there's 50 things I want to start. So I say that I want to start these now, but when I actually go down to sit down to start them, I don't know. I don't know what will get chosen. Okay. Oh, you know what? It's fog. I said vellum, but I'm a liar. I found the thing. 36 count fog by Picture This Plus. Let's put that right back in here so I don't lie in the future. It's really pretty fabric though, and I do like to stitch on Picture This Plus. It's really nice fabric. Okay, so this is also a shocker, but I started this a while ago, and I did not like the fabric that I was stitching on, so I stopped working on it. This was a couple of years ago, but this is Debbie Mum 4 Seasons Pine Hill House. If you've been with me for a while, I know you've seen these on my videos because I've talked about them before. It calls for 28 count lavender something. 28 count lavender sunset jobeline from Witchell. Now, I am definitely not stitching on a 28, so I tried a couple 32 counts, also did not like it. So I am going to, ooh, wait a minute. Oh, I might do fog. I don't really know, but I want to start this in January again. So this is the winter one. This is Summer Hill House. Love that one as well. What is this one? Meadow Hill House. Oh, wait a minute. This must be the spring because of the lamb. Look at the sweet little lamb. And then the fall Oak Hill House. I want to do all of these. They're not very big. And on a higher count fabric, it would be even smaller. 7 by 8 on a 28 count. So, you know, take an inch off or so. But I really struggled finding the right fabric to stitch these on. And I don't want 32 count. So I had, or 28 count. So I found this fabric called Old Fashioned, which I thought would be really pretty. For the winter one, but no, this is a 28 count, and I don't want a 28 count. And there's a ton of like beads, so let me get to, well, this is the fall one, but you can see there's a lot of beads. This is the summer, a lot of beads. So I think I might try to find a 36 count and just hope that the beads work for it, because I really don't want to do 2 over 2 stitching. So, and I'm not going to order a whole bunch. This is the spring. I mean, I have it all kitted up. It's ready to go. This must be all the winter beads. So I can either try stitching it on 32, like I would maybe consider getting cold foam in a 32 count. And I could do the winter and so here they have winter and fall on the same background, and then the spring and summer are on a more blue background. But I think I could use cold foam for all of them. The question is, do I do it on a higher count and risk it with the beads? Do you see all the beads? All those white beads? And would the white even show up? That's the other trick. Or I could maybe, I think I have another piece of this fog. Tell me what you think. What should I do? Or do you have a fabric suggestion? I really want to start this. I really, really want to start it. I'm just struggling. For 2 years, I've been struggling with what to do for the background. So let me know your thoughts. And I don't know, hopefully I can find something because I do want to start that in January. I love beading. I love it so much. I wish I had more projects that had beads. Let me put all of this away so I don't get lost. Okay. Now, speaking of beads, I occasionally get emails from companies that want me to show their product on my video, and I've always turned them down. Some things have been not related to stitching at all. There was one that wanted me to show bags and one to wear jewelry, which, you know, I love like funky earrings, so I do wear funky earrings, but I just got an email for someone wanting me to show like massager, like hand massager, back massager. That one was very tempting because I would love to have massagers, but I don't normally do these because I just want to talk about my stitching and what I purchase and like not get involved with all of that. But I did have this woman, Kathy, reach out to me from I Make, I believe it's called. Let me look it up because I do not want to give you the wrong information. I Make Stitch. And she said that she watched the video and she wanted to send me a kit and just asked if I would show it on the video. So I'm going to do that. I did say yes because it's a beaded kit and I love beading. So, and it was small and I said it's related to cross stitching, so I thought I would do it. So I am going to include the link below so you can go directly to the website and look at all of the kits. So I did get the kit a few weeks ago, and again, it's a little late getting the video out. But you can see I Make, and I don't know if this is Korean, if it's Japanese, if it's Chinese, I'm not really sure. So I will say that was a surprise to me. So I was a little nervous at first, like, ooh, this is in a foreign language. I'm not going to be able to understand it, but that is not the case. It's very easy to look at it. So it comes with a piece of fabric that you can use. It comes with everything that you need. And this was the kit that she sent me, Mini Dawn Iris. The photo isn't the best, but from what I can see, I do love those pinks in there. And as I was flipping through the pattern, there are some beautiful specialty stitches that I haven't done before. And so my first thought was, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do these stitches, but they send you booklets that are fantastic for doing these stitches. So I'm not going to show the pattern, but I'm just going to show like instructions for one of these sort of one of the specialty stitches. And you can see that foreign language, but all of the instructions are in English. So this will be very easy. And there's several specialty stitches, I think 5 or 6 in here. And it has, you know, each stitch has 1-page instructions. So it will be very easy to do. And then it comes, you've got your thread list, and there is a bead list as well. And then there is the chart, which I don't want to show you everything, but just so you can get an idea. Like, it's very easy to read. It's in color, and everything is also numbered. So obviously, I mean, I can't read whatever language this is, but I don't need to because there's corresponding English numbers as well. And then the thing that I really loved, this comes with this for the flosses. I have to unbraid it yet, but it's really nice. They sort all of the colors for you. And these are really, really nice threads. Like, they feel so soft. And then it comes with a stitching needle and a bead needle. And then any specialty threads that you need here, which you can see those kind of have a little shimmer, like a metallic thread. Look how shiny those are. Oh, that one's really pretty. That gossamer kind of thread. And then it also comes with all of the beads. And I love it because each bead is in its own little container. I mean, there's literally no sorting. It's all done for me. And you can see that each bead container has the corresponding letter. So I'll be able to look at the chart and look at the beads and know what needs to be done. And then this is the other bead container. So I have not started this yet. Again, because I had the plague for 2 weeks longer and I did not get much done. But I am really excited. Look at these beautiful, beautiful colors. So, and when I went on the website to look, they were very reasonable, like $20 per kit, very affordable. And it shipped from, I want to say California, maybe. So I live clear across the country. It got here very quickly. It's not shipped from a foreign country. So I'm really excited about this. It's beautiful. And I really can't wait to start stitching it and see what it looks like. So I will share that journey with you as well. And I will include the website below. So if you're interested in a little beaded kit, again, very, very affordable. These are far less than the shepherd's bush kit like that I showed you earlier. And really, really pretty. There's quite a few designs. So this was actually one that I was looking at, thinking, oh, I hope I get this one or maybe this one because I really loved it. So very exciting. So I wanted to share that. And so it's imakestitch.com. And I will include that below in the show notes so you can check that out if you'd like. And again, I'll share my journey. I will share my journey as I start stitching it. Okay. Now let's talk about haul. I have quite a bit. And then I want to get into a little bit of the quilting. And this is going to be a longer video, so I'm sorry for that. Okay. I was part of the I love Needle and Flax. Needle and Flax and Be Stitch Me are my favorite fabrics to stitch on. I'm not sure why. I don't know. My stitches always lay nicely. It's just easy to use. They're soft, but they're thick. So I was part of the Needle and Flax Patreon for a few months. And if you were in a certain tier for 3 months, you got one of these kits. And so I just want to show you, I've since stopped my membership, which I'll talk about, but it was nice to get this box. So the first thing that it came with is this beautiful charm. And I'll definitely find a bag to put that on. I just wanted to show everybody first. So the tier that I was on, I don't know, it was like the top tier. I don't know if that's 1 or 4 or what, I'm not sure, but it was $40 a month and you got access to like extra videos and then you'd get one of these kits every 3 months. But it came with that, came with a nice little specialty thread, Lancaster Red. That's a pretty popular thread color. It's used in a lot. And it came with, this was really nice. So it talked about Dolly Madison and it talks about her story, which was very interesting. I didn't even know. And a sticker and like a nice vellum envelope. My mom was very crafty and she, for a long time, made cards and did paper crafting. And she would buy these vellum envelopes and I loved them. And then it came with a fat half of whatever count fabric you wanted. I wanted 40 count, so I did get a fat half of Dolly Madison. And it will definitely get put to use for sure, because I love Needle and Flax, but let me get it so I can actually show it. Love it. But I decided not to do the Patreon because I just don't have time to watch all the, I don't belong really to any Patreons because I just don't have time to do the things that you would want to watch and to do to make it worthwhile the cost. And while I love getting a fat half of fabric, I can also order, right? I can also order whatever fabric I want if I so desire. But it was nice to get that one box, and I'm glad that I did. And again, this is nothing against needle and flax. I love the linen, I love the fabric, so it's just, it wasn't, for me, the cost wasn't worth it because I never got to watch her extra videos. So I don't know, just didn't work for me. But I do belong to the Be Stitch Me Fabric Club, and this was December's Neptune. I do not typically stitch on blue fabric, except I do have a Teresa Kogut pattern. It's really cute. I can't think of the name of it, but it's a snowman, and he's like holding hands, or he's leading a group of little kids, and I think it would look great on this. You know, I always talk about these things and then I never do them, so maybe that will get thrown in the pile of the other 3 new starts that I said I was going to do, so that next month I can show you what I'm actually talking about. But this is a beautiful fabric. Is it 40 count or 36? Oh, it's 36. So I flip back and forth between 36 and 40. And one of the things that I really love about Be Stitch Me is you get billed the first of the month, and a day or 2 days before, you get an email saying that you're going to be billed for the Fabric Club, and you can go into that email and you can pick if you want a different, if you want Lugana, if you want Ada, if you want whatever you want, 40 count. I think they even go up to maybe to 46. I don't know, don't quote me. Or you can skip that month and you don't get booted from the club. And I really love having those options. So I skip several months. I think I skipped maybe 4 months last year, maybe 5. And then I kind of went back and forth between a 36 and a 40 count. So this was the December club, and I do like that. So I am going to set that right aside, and I'll pull out that Teresa Kogut pattern. I got it because it just reminds me of my children, and I think they would enjoy seeing it, so I should stitch it. And then I got this button and beads kit because I love snowman, and it's really cute. And did you hear, I don't remember what video I saw this on, but the company that makes this perforated paper is not making perforated paper. Like, you haven't been able to get it. Did you guys hear this? And so the first thing I thought of was, if they're not making perforated paper, what is Mill Hill gonna do for these kits? And then the woman in the video, and I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, talked about how the company came out with something very similar to perforated paper. And she stitched a sample on both the new product and the perforated paper. It looked exactly the same. So I guess there is an option. And it's nice because I guess there's different colors. So if you like stitching on perforated paper, but you can't get it, there is another option out. And I am so sorry, I can't think of who that was. But you can probably do a Google search and look it up to see what the buzz is about this. But I've only been working on one other Mill Hill kit. I have several of them. And I actually wanted to stitch mine on fabric and not the perforated paper. But for those that like perforated paper, I guess there is other options now. And I think you can still get these kits. These kits are pretty available. I mean, I've ordered some on Amazon before. Okay. Then I've never done a strawberry. So I've never done pears, and I've never done strawberries. And I want to do both. So I had ordered in the fall some pears, some fall pears. And I've shown them in the video before, but I can't remember who made them. And I love them. So I need to get a fabric, and I want to start stitching those so that I can have them done by the fall. But I decided to grab this, which is, oh, I'm not even going to pretend I know how to say that. French. No idea. I'll butcher it. But it's by Tralala. But look at this cute little snowman with his basket of poinsettias. And the Santa Claus with his candy cane staff. So, you know, I mean, I've got, 5 things here already that I want to start. I don't know if I'll add these to it this year or not, but I do love that. I think they're really cute. It would be fun to have out for Christmas and winter season. And I hadn't seen that before. Bent Creek. I love Bent Creek, the first fall of snow. I wanted this for a long time. So when I was placing a fabric order, I just decided to order it. And here on the back, it looks like they've got a little grouping. It's pretty cute too, with the igloo. I don't really care for that one, but I love this one. I saw this on somebody's Flosstube, also Tralala. Really, really sweet. There's several of these Santas as well, so. What is this one called? Pierre Noel? Pierre Noel Rose? The person that stitched this, it was gorgeous. It was really, really pretty. So, you know, this was I gotta have it, kind of a whim. Aren't they all? I've got more patterns than I can ever stitch. I was on eBay looking for a Christmas present for somebody. My dad, actually. I was trying to find a vintage toy that he had when he was a kid, and I found it. I only would have to mortgage my house, get a second mortgage on my house to get it, but so needless to say, I wasn't able to give it to him this year for Christmas. But I got looking at things, and I have a couple other P. Buckley Moss patterns, and I've seen this in the painting version, but they have a cross-stitch version, and I love it. And I have a church, and I have one that has a couple of geese on it, and I just love them. I don't know when I'll start them. I kitted up the geese last year. I never started it. But I just love this little lady, this little girl, ice skating. I would like to put the church and her and the geese, and like, I'm going to stitch it on the smallest count I can see and put them in a nice little grouping over the winter. That's my plan. I think it'd be really cute. So you can see at one point it was 25 cents. I mean, I paid a few bucks more than that. I think it was like 5 or 6, but love it. Then I did pick up another Santa from Sue Hillis because I thought I was going to be mostly done with that first one and then I'd start the second one. Clearly that didn't happen, but this is the one I picked up. This is the 4th annual Santa, and it's the Stitching Santa. And look at those, the cute little stitched button in the corner. And he's got his huge basket of floss. But I love the cat because, you know, I love cats. And then his little red and white socks. Adorable. It's so cute with the little tomato. So he will be next. And you know, there's only 5 of these I want to do. So help me out. Do I stitch them individually? Or the other thing I was thinking is I can stitch them in one long, like put 5 of them in a row so it's a rectangle and frame it. And maybe I could have each one be inside its like kind of own little frame. I'd have to see if these are all the same size though before I did that. So I don't know. Oh, and this one comes with a couple of little charms. So let me know, should I stitch them individually or try to get them all in a row? Because like I said, there's only 5 that I want to do. But he won't get started until after I start the Blue Santa. I picked up the Artsy Housewife, A Study in Nature, and this Luna Moth. Now, this is not something I would normally stitch for me, but my bonus son, my stepson, is 24. He might be turning 25 in February. Oh my God, how the time flies. Anyways, he has a very serious girlfriend. Her name is Emma. They've been dating for a couple of years, and I absolutely adore her. They live in Texas, so we don't get to see them much, and it's heartbreaking for me because I really wish they were closer. But she's come back here a couple of times, and she's just one of those genuine people. They're so perfect together. I love her. I love them. I love them together, and she's just a sweet, sweet girl. And she has a very interesting job. She does insect husbandry for a zoo down in Texas. So she manages like the feeding and the mating for all these insects. Now, I do not like insects. Ladybugs, like that's my jam. Give me a ladybug, but I don't like bugs of any sort. God, my bangs, I gotta cut them. Anyways, she loves Luna moths. And so this is very much, I think it's very much her style, and I want to stitch this for her. I do not want to stitch it on the red though. So I am going to start this earlier in the year, and I'd like to have it done by Christmas so I can gift it to her next year. It is pretty. I will enjoy stitching this. So I picked this up, but I'm not going to do it on the red. I don't know what I'm going to do it on. And I think that will be fun to stitch for her. I've got more. This is ridiculous. Picked up the new Brenda Gervais. I don't know why I got this one. It's cute, but I really don't know when I'm going to stitch it. I think I just got it because it was Brenda. This one I love though. This little snowman with the like feather tree. That's really cute. And then I will definitely stitch him. I've seen others stitch him. Super cute. It's small. I could get it done fairly easily, but again, not this year. Another shepherd's bush, right? Is this shepherd's bush? It is. This is not the kit though. Oh, I wonder if I can still get those buttons. Do you see the snowman and the snowflake? I don't know. This is really cute. These little notes, Merry notes. There's all different notes. There's seasonal ones and I don't know, just different ones. Love that. This was a complete impulse purchase. Pink Coat Santa. Now I have a book of Teresa Kogut's Santas. Have I stitched one of them? Nope. Why? I think I'm going to stitch this one. And I do. I will. Maybe someday, but not right away. There's a blue coat Santa a lot of people have stitched. The book that I have, I think there's a green coat Santa on the front, and I love that one. Okay, now I just got this book a few days ago, and I got it because Tara with Solly Stitches was showing it on her channel. And I have a really good friend. She's like 22 years older than me, and when I worked in ICU, she was our secretary there, and we just hit it off, and I love her. She's a really good friend. We've been friends for years. And I go to her house a lot after work, like every other week, just to make sure I spend time with her. And I wanted to stitch her something just to like honor our friendship. So Tara had shown this, and I thought, oh, this would be great to stitch for her. And it's Teresa Kogut, Humble Cottage. There's a few different patterns, but this is the one that I was thinking of stitching, and it says, "Happy is the house that shelters a friend." Now the reason I thought this is because you can see there's birds and there's flowers and more flowers, and then there's like a squirrel and a bunny and you know this beautiful border. And when I go to her house, she is the most prolific gardener I have ever seen. Her garden is beautiful, and you just sit there on her back patio surrounded by all this color and these beautiful flowers. And in the corner of her yard, she puts a bird feeder, and we've had more laughs over this bird feeder because the birds come and the squirrels come and the bunnies come, and it's like, I mean, I don't know, she lives in like the city, really, but you don't feel like it. It's in a really nice suburb of a city, but you feel like you're in I don't know, like you feel like you're in a Disney movie. There's all these animals, and then there's this little orange cat that comes. He has a home, but we don't know his name, but I call him Cheddar because he's so orange, and he just loves us, and he loves coming over. So I thought that I would stitch this for her, and I'd have to change the colors. When I got this, they're pretty muted, and she likes really bright things, so I would change up the colors. I'd have to figure out how to add a little orange cat in there. And then my husband and I are doing a lot of work on our house. We've put in all brand new windows over the last couple of years. We've put on new siding. He still has to do the back of the house. But before we started siding, it took me 2 years to figure out what color siding I wanted. So I had sample after sample, and I'd go over and I'd show her and show her. And one day we were sitting in the back and I had one of these samples, and I walked over to her little shed and I propped the sample up on her window box, and I sat back down and we looked at it, and it was just it. I just knew that was the color because the way the light was hitting it was just so beautiful. And so it was funny though. I can't tell you how many hours we spent talking about what color siding, and we'd walk around her neighborhood and I would take pictures, and I was like a stalker. People, I'm surprised no one called the police on me because it's a really nice neighborhood and they're probably like, what's this weird lady doing? But I want to, if I make this for her, I want to make this house more my own, which means I would take this side off. I have a very typical colonial with a big front porch, which I would not be able to figure out how to stitch. But I'd make this house look like mine, and I would match the color of my house with a thread color. So just to make it a little bit more symbolic. But that seems like a lot of work. I am not good at changing up colors, but I'm going to try because she means a lot to me, and I think she would really like this. So I'm thinking of doing that for her. And I think that is all I have for haul. Oh, nope, one more. Little Bit of Spring by Blackbird Designs. I had no interest in stitching this. I know I've seen it on other people's channels, and it's not that I don't like it. I do, but I was not inspired to stitch it until I saw, I'm going to say his name's Pete, but I don't really know. But I know his channel is Oh for Pete's Sake. So I think his name's Pete, but maybe not. But he's a beautiful stitcher, and he showed this on his. And I don't know what it was, but this little house, it just, I said, I have to stitch it. I have to stitch it. So he pulled out, I have not pulled all the colors yet, but I know that for his blue, because he's stitching it, he picked Old Money by Classic Colorworks. And what is the called for? I feel like the called for maybe was Confederate Gray. Yeah. Yeah. So the blue, or the, you know, these little blue things here, these little areas were Confederate Gray, but he's stitching it with Old Money, and I really liked that. So I'm totally copying him. And I do want to start stitching this, and you know, in the first part of the year, because it's really beautiful. I have not stitched a ton of Blackbird Designs. I've tried a couple. Again, didn't like the fabric, ended up stopping the project and moving on. So, but this is really pretty. So that is a lot of haul, a lot of patterns that I'm not going to get to right away. But that is the end of my Flosstube. So just remember, if you want the giveaway, use the word ornament in a comment. Please don't say things like prize or giveaway. I don't want all the bots and all the scammers to get a prize that they're not going to use. Please be 18 or over, and I will draw a winner in my next Flosstube. Okay, I want to talk very quickly about quilting, because since the fall, really, I've been really inspired to want to start a quilting project. So I had ordered this Lori Holt Seasonal Stitching Stars because I thought I could make one of these runners and maybe it wouldn't be too overwhelming because I don't know what the heck I'm doing. And I have a ton of fabric, and I could probably pick fabric to make any one of these, and maybe it wouldn't be so bad. So I got this, and I was starting to feel overwhelmed, so I'm not sure. But while I was going, I reorganized all of my fabric, and while I was going through it, I found these patterns from Primrose Cottage. Now, do you remember years ago that they would create this box, and they only had a certain number, and in the box, it was called the Cottage Box, I believe. And there would be fabric and patterns and like little goodies. Oh my gosh, and I used to remember I used to wait up, and they sold out wicked fast. You had to be quick to get them. And I was fortunate. I didn't get every box, but I was able to get a few. And in one of the boxes, there were a couple of patterns. One of them is this layer cake lattice pattern. I don't even know if these are available on their website, but that's what the back looks like, or what the quilt looks like. And then this one, which is called Dashing. And I'm so glad that I organized my fabric because I really, really love this layer cake lattice. And when I started looking at the pattern, this was not overwhelming to me. I think I can reasonably make this. And so I am going to start. So someday, maybe when I'm a big girl stitcher, or I have a grown-up to help me, I'll be able to do this. But this was too much for me right now. I was looking at the pattern and feeling overwhelmed, and I don't want that. So that is going to be a goal to work towards. But this, I think I can reasonably do. And it's a pretty big quilt, 75 by 75. So it'll be a nice quilt to curl up with. And it says I just need one layer cake. And then, you know, background fabric, border fabric, all of that. So I think I have fabric that I'm going to pick out for that. I have a couple different options, but I don't know what one I'm going to do yet. So hopefully my next video, I'll have a start for this. And I wanted to ask, if I'm going to make quilting a thing, should I have it be a separate video? It would be very short though. It would not be like my Flosstube videos because I don't know what I'm doing. So I would probably have more questions than I would have information to give everybody, but you would at least be able to see my progress in my journey, or I could just attach it to the end of the Flosstube still. And if people don't want to watch it, that's okay. They don't have to. So let me know what you think would be the best way to do it. But I do want to share my quilting journey for very selfish reasons because I don't know what I'm doing. And so I need quilters to watch this and help me when I have questions and I don't know what I'm doing. So I think this would be fun. I think this would be fun to do, and I just have to decide what fabric. And so I'm off this coming week, and this is one of my goals to, I'm not going to work on it every day, but at least to take an afternoon and make sure I pick my fabric and then order whatever else I need for backing and all of that, and start. And at least start, right? I can't finish it unless I start. But another thing, because I was feeling very ambitious, and I saw this, it's called it's Pumpkinhead Fabric Shop. I found this on Etsy, and it's a Coach House design pattern. Holiday Connections. This is the website, but I also love this. I would love to have some holiday quilts. I didn't even pull this pattern out yet because I need to start with something simple, and this does not seem super simple to me. I mean, maybe it is, but maybe it isn't. It says it's beginner friendly, but I feel like that's a lie. So this is also going to wait until maybe later in the year, maybe when I've had a quilt, maybe 2 under my belt, and then I'll be able to look at it. But I decided I really want to start something now, and I found this fabric and I really loved it. So I ordered it. And these are little 18-inch mini quilts, or you can make them into pillows. And these are very much my colors. I love these colors for Christmas. I mean, I decorate in traditional red and green, but the girly girl inside of me loves the pink. And it's adorable. I actually want to do this one. And 18 inches seems very reasonable. And it says I only need a, I think it also says I can do these with a layer cake. So I ordered this layer cake called A Very Sweet Christmas. And, oopsies. I don't know, how do I do this? There's some really beautiful fabrics. Like, maybe it'd be better to go this way. Oh, for the love. This is very awkward. See? I don't know. This might not turn out so well. You can kind of see. So sweet. Very sweet fabrics. So I would like to start one of these because they're little, and I think I could reasonably do them. And I ordered a couple of the layer cakes, and then I ordered just some fabric. I'm not sure which ones I'm going to do to make the, you know, border or the backing fabric. But this fabric I love, and so I know I will be able to, any extra that I have, I'll be able to make something with it. I ordered what I could. So I would like to start cutting, oh, I don't know, he's super cute too though with the jingle bells there. Oh, this is tough. Maybe I'll do him first, the jingle bells. So I would like to start cutting for this. And then the other one, the lattice quilt, I want to pick my fabric out and kind of make a plan and start that as well. And I know maybe I should do one at a time, but I'm still feeling like a holiday season. I'm not ready to give up on Christmas and the holiday spirit yet. So I really want to do this one. And the other one will be more of a long-term kind of project. So that is all I have to share today. It was a really long video. So if you're still here, thank you for sticking around, and I will be back in about a week. I do want to do a whip parade before I go back to work on the 5th. So I will do that either next Saturday or next Sunday is the plan, or maybe Friday. I don't know, in a week or so. Assuming no major life events happen, I can get in here to do a video. So thank you all for being here. If you like this video, please consider subscribing. That's hard to say. Please consider subscribing to my channel. I am happy to have you here, and I just love sharing my cross stitch and potentially quilting journey with all of you. And I hope you have a very merry, very happy New Year. Be safe. I hope you spend time with loved ones, and I hope you especially get a lot of stitchy time in. Thank you. Happy New Year.